welcome to episode 12 of Beta Academy's Pandemic Podcast. I am your host, Nakapan. Oh my God, my phone is going off. My goodness.
Of course it's going off right when we start.
What a perfect time.
Oh, what a terrible, but we can't edit it, but that's okay. With me today, I have co-host Coach Luis Candelas and Coach Jairo Martinez.
Whoa.
Coach Darnell Andrews.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
And Coach Sarge. What's going on? All right, welcome today. Today is a very exciting day because we got some news from the DC mayor that we are now permitted to enter stage 2 of DC's phase reopening. So that means on Monday, we'll be able to open the school. So this episode is going to be dedicated to our phase 2 pilot reopening plan. We'll go over some of the details here as best we can in the next 30 or 45 minutes. And then if anybody has questions over Facebook, our Facebook live channel, please go ahead and ask them and we'll do our best to answer all those questions. So let's get into the first part. And that is, and everybody can, if you want to chime in, raise your hand. I'll just try to do a summary real quick. And that is beginning Monday. I wish we had more notice. We really didn't have a lot of notice at all. But we've been planning for this. And I've talked to a lot of different people who my brother-in-law who works for the Smithsonian, a couple other people that own businesses, and they're all in the same boat. They were like, well, how come we couldn't get more lead time to figure out what was going on? And everybody already had plans that they had worked out for the last month and had to, in the next 24 hours, had to scrap them and figure out new plans. So that's kind of where we're at. We initially thought that we would be able to move into some permanent paired partner training, but it appears that there is a actual note in the decree that was written that prohibits contact sports and specifically names mixed martial arts, which I think, Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu falls under that umbrella as combat sports and mixed martial arts. So that definitely put a wrench in our plan. Is that the right word to say? Okay, but that's okay because thanks to Coach Lewis, Ed, and Will Dawson, they have worked in the back room to put up a whole bunch of new training tools, such as teardrop bags, heavy bags. They fixed the speed bags. I think we're supposed to get those paper clips, the speed bags, to make sure they stay in place.
Yeah, we did.
Nice. Nice. Everything's looking good in the back to make sure that all the classes that we hold can be solo, no contact, socially distanced classes. And so I think Muay Thai is going to be great in that we're going to have a lot of more training tools, training equipment. What we've done is we're sending out an email probably later today that you'll get that gives you an update. Everything we're talking about is going to be in that email, but a lot of people don't like to read, so we're kind of going over it in video as well, and also to answer any questions. All right.
Nobody reads anymore, so if we put it on a screen, they'll totally read it and check it out.
Yeah, so why don't we do this? Let's look at the schedule first, and then we'll look at the protocols, okay? So we've expanded the schedule. You can find the schedule on the website. Just go to www.betaacademy.com/schedule, or just click on the schedule, and you'll be brought to our mind-body sign-in process. Make sure, again, that you have an account set up. Everybody who is enrolled in the school definitely has an account. You might have to register your email to start your account if you haven't already. But everybody has to make sure that they reserve their spot in class in order to attend class, because again, we do have a cap on the amount of people that can attend class. It has been expanded, of course, in accordance with how much space we have, and we'll get over that. We'll get to that shortly. But let's first quickly, Louis, you're gonna have to enable my share screen.
Sorry, man. Hold on.
That's all right. Sorry, man.
Took my job.
Sorry, dog.
All right. So that everybody can.
Now you got it.
All right, I'm enabled. First thing we'll do, can you guys see this?
Yes.
We're going over to the schedule. Now, this took me to figure out how we got to do this. But so now we have 3 classes in the morning, 3 classes in the evening. Beginning at 8 o'clock, we're going to be open. Now, sorry about the view. I expanded this view, so it looks kind of looks strange. Let me.
You know what? There's a change on here too.
Oh yeah, great.
So it looks like so on the combat room at 4:30 p.m. is going to be kids class.
Yep.
And then at 4:30 p.m. on the foundations mat is going to be a intro Muay Thai class.
Another intro Muay Thai. Okay,
Yep.
Great. Now, if the heavy bag and circuit training is in high demand, we could probably do a switch. We could have the kids in the front and then continue to do heavy bag in the back.
So the problem is that the kids class, they yeah, I guess we could switch it.
But
Yeah.
let's see what happens. So you're telling me that we're gonna have this.
Basically, yeah. But yeah, you're right. I guess the Muay Thai and the kids class could probably change.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll have the final updated schedule on the website. Again,
Still figuring it out.
everything is in flux at this point. Also depends upon how much demand are for certain classes.
Yeah, of course.
So let's go into these first. We got the 8 o'clock. We started the heavy bag and circuit training. So basically, what we said, we have all this new equipment in the back. Got a lot of space, so we're gonna have this pretty much going on all day long. Maximum of 14 people. What's the class going to be like? We'll do a little warm up, focus on a little bit of technique, but then everybody gets to kind of take out their aggressions and hit bags, not pads yet, because we can't have any partner training. Hit the bag, hit the speed bag, work on the different tools we got, improve the kicks, knees, elbows. So it'll be a little bit of technical development, but then also a lot of like sharpening of those skills, actually hitting something. So that'll be great because I think that's going to be a nice change from some of the solo training that we've had outside because we haven't as much equipment. So we got that. So that's basically what the heavy bag and circuit training class is going to be, and you'll rotate. And it's going to be all levels. So we're going to kind of teach to all levels, which is, people can benefit from training under 6 months or, 2 years of training. Everybody can come to that class. All right. Now,
I think that the bag and circuit training is going to be good because we filled up more heavy bags, and we have like the really big one, and then we have like teardrop bags, and then we have the boon bags. We also have 2 speed bags, and we have a double end bag. So a lot of cool stations, and then we have the wave masters, but those are just like another form of heavy bag.
Do we need more stuffing for any of these things?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this out right. We need rags, clothes,
Stuff,
old gis, old anything. If you'd like to donate, please email us info@betaacademy.com or give us a call 202-538-0422. And we'd love to get that stuff from you because we need to fill these bags. These bags are enormous, and we fill sand and rags. Somebody has to go and cut all the rags up and stuff the bags down nice and deep. It's very, very tedious, but it makes for a very nice target to hit. So we still need a little bit more stuffing. If you got it, please send that on over.
Rags to bags.
Need it. All right. So now also at the same time, we are trying to invite new people to come in and train. So we're going to have introductory classes at the same time. So the intro is not necessarily like a first day type thing, although we're going to put a lot of first days, but it could also, right, we could have a couple people that are of newer to the program.
Yeah. It's going to be, for all these intro classes, we're going to invite up to 8 people to come in, new people, and then there's going to be 6 spots for regular students. And everyone's 10 feet apart. So we got a plan for that on the foundations mat. But yeah, it's going to be very, very geared towards beginners. But I mean, all these jiu-jitsu people are super out of shape right now, so they should just do it so they can remember how to break fall and stuff because you know how they are. Go ahead, Hyro.
I was also going to encourage the jiu-jitsu people, you're going to be out of shape when you come back to training anyway. So you might as well come in and hit some bags, get in as good a shape as you can so that we're not like heaving and dying that first week. But, just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Trust us. So now the intro classes are for, like we said, anybody who wants to work on some basic techniques, foundational techniques, maybe best suited for like under 3 to 6 months. Yeah. But come in anyway and train. Now, jiu-jitsu, of course, it won't be paired partner. So a lot of it will be solo mat drills, but every one of these intro classes is going to have a conditioning component. Everybody's conditioning level is going to be different, but you can definitely expect to come in and sweat. Okay. So you're going to get that element for both. So we're working more on technical development, working on basic skills for jiu-jitsu, maybe working on break falls, forward rolls, technical stand-ups, shots, sprawls, and things of that nature. And for Muay Thai, of course, like a lot of shadow boxing, working on your basic boxing, kicks, knees, elbows, that type of thing, or in the shadow boxing. Okay. So that gives you an idea of what those classes are going to be like. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you reserve your space in class.
Just to throw it out there, as Coach Pyro said, Jiu-Jitsu folks can take this time to cross over into the Muay Thai. And since there's like so much basic stuff going on, or you were afraid to roll, this is the perfect time to cross over into Jiu-Jitsu. So perfect time to cross train on either side, just to throw that out there.
This was the vision of the school initially when we had created it, was to make sure that we had all aspects of combat covered. That's grappling, striking, clinching, weapons training. So we want to make sure that you use this opportunity wisely and come in and improve your striking. So thank you very much, Coach Darnell, for saying that. Now, at the same time, so we have classes every hour, beginning at 8, 10:30, 12. Classes are only an hour long. We have 30 minutes in between that we need to sanitize the school so that we can bring the next group in. We're going to talk about some of the protocols for students to come in just a moment, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood what the schedule was. And from 1 to 3 o'clock, we're taking, and the school is basically like closed from 1 to 4 for deep cleaning. And if you want to get private lessons, then you can try to send us an email at info@betaacademy.com or give us a phone call again at the same number, 202-538-0422, and try to schedule some time with the instructor. Okay, just tell us what times you're available, and if there's an instructor you prefer to work with, definitely let us know, and we'll try to match up as best we can. All right. Now, Saturday and Sunday, we are going to be open. We have a class at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock in the combat room will always be on Saturday and Sunday, the heavy bag and circuit training, pretty much that same format that I explained before. And on the foundations mat on Saturday, we're going to have kettlebell and conditioning. That's going to be like physical conditioning, like towards combat sports. So like MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, specific functional interval training using kettlebells and body weight. And that's going to happen in the foundations mat. I think Chris Wade is teaching that.
Yeah, Chris Wade said he's going to call it Jiu-Jitsu Fitness.
Fantastic. Makes you want to take it even more. Good. And Sunday, Coach Kasha is going to do another intro to Jiu-Jitsu class, also an hour long, being at 10 o'clock. And Coach Orion, I think, is on Sunday, right? And Coach Diane's on Saturday.
Yep.
Correctly. So
yeah.
It'd be great. Come in, work out, get a good sweat, and then and get on with your day. Okay. And we are doing some private lessons on Saturday as well. Some instructors are available. So give us a call if you'd like to do that. All right. So that's our phase 2 class schedule indoors. We would appreciate any feedback on classes that you might have, how they're being run, what times work out. Again, we're doing our best to balance out all the requests and everything that we can do according to the DC guidelines. So we can't, make everybody happy. But we're going to do our best to make sure the training is possible. All right. So that's where we're at with the schedule. So let me stop sharing. Do we have any questions on the Facebook Live so far?
No.
Great. We kind of went early with this anyway, because we were having an instructor meeting, and then we felt that it was just better to record this and have everybody watch it, kind of figure out what's going on.
Makes sense to me.
All right. That was a good call.
Yeah. And we were, we did have a different schedule ready to go, but the mayor put out that information on Friday, so we had to change everything.
Right. So don't blame us. We had everything set, ready to go.
We were ready, man. Yeah.
Well, because the biggest thing is you want to do permanent paired partners, and at this point, we said that's not possible. I wrote a letter to the mayor and to the ANC committees and the public health committees that were in DC, and I feel like I shouldn't have done that because I don't think we got a response.
This time they included us in the saying, "Don't do it."
We didn't get a response, but they included what we were doing and prohibited it. So
like,
there you go.
Dang it.
Yeah. All right. So you guys can see this. I got to insert this image. So we're talking about the safety protocols. We have a video that's out. I think it was cut into the beginning of this podcast, shot by the three of us.
Yeah. We did it in one take. It was amazing.
It was good. So watch that. I'll give you an overview of what to expect when you come to the school. As we said, now we're going to have mandatory face masks inside the academy. We have some that are available and for sale. So if you'd like to pick one up, please let us know. We also have a deal out right now for $199. You get yourself a shirt, a gi, and a mask. So if you want to support the school, please go ahead and do that. Again, you can send us an email or give us a call, and we can get that curbside delivery to you. All right. So then we're going to have a.
Well, since now we're open, they can come in and buy it.
Oh, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Curbside until Monday. Okay. Curbside until Monday.
Yeah. That's right. Till Monday.
Just wear your mask.
Just wear your mask.
So 10 feet apart, we have now circles and areas demarcated so that people can make sure we observe social distancing. We said the class is going to be 1 hour with 30 minutes in between to sanitize the training area. Max capacity at this point is going to be 14 people per class. That includes instructors, I think. Yeah. So
no. It's 15 people. So it's 14 students plus an instructor.
Okay, perfect. There we go. So again, we ask that everybody register online through the website. We're using MindBody powered scheduling and a class reservation system. So if you could do that, that would be wonderful. That makes sure that we don't have to turn anybody away at the front. Again, I know this is a very lax space as we like it to be. It's a place, we like to call home, and we come here for recreation and to get better at what we're doing. But now at the same time, we do have to have some strict guidelines to make sure that we stay safe. So please make sure that you register. We don't want to have to send you back if we reach max capacity. Also, if you are not being able to make it to class, please let us know. The system will email you to confirm the class. If you confirm the class, that's going to be great. We know that you're coming. If you don't and you need help changing the class, please give us a call, and we'll make sure to help you, because there's going to be some people on wait lists. We want to make sure that somebody's able to come in and take your spot if you're not able to make it to class. All right.
That's right. Yeah, it was like before this whole shutdown, we were super laid back, but now it's a little different. Like, we can't be like that. And we're going to, the door's always going to be locked. And we're going to have a sign on the door that says no walk-ins, by appointment only. So don't be just showing up and be like, throw me in class, coach. Like, you can't be like that. You got to register and do all that stuff the right way. At least for the first, week or two.
Yeah.
We first get to open,
Now, what we were initially planning for, and now that we cannot do our jiu-jitsu classes, we're going to be permanent paired partners, and we're going to have permanent paired partners also for Muay Thai, people who wanted to do some pad work. But at this point, again, it's been prohibited. So what we are going to do is continue to include that option so that we can pair you up for the future phases. Okay, so hopefully phase 3, we can have some permanent paired partners. But we've created a web form online. It's going to be included in this email. We'll include it with the podcast if you want to get matched up. Now, if you have somebody who you already train with and you want to work with and your schedules work well together, you can let us know on that form, and we will be sure to pair you up. We'll call you and send you an email to confirm that this pairing has happened and the times that you're training. Now, please remember that if you get paired with this person, you're responsible for this person. All right, you have to be accountable to each other. And that's on a lot of different levels. One, that you're not doing anything risky outside of the school. You're observing social distancing. You're, not breaking the rules. And that way you ensure keeping each other safe. Okay, and when you come to class, make sure that you do come to class. Because if you show up and your partner doesn't show up, then obviously there's going to be solo training for that person. So you kind of have to communicate with each other. I think this is great. They hold you guys accountable for training so that we all come to the classes we say we're going to come to. Okay. So again, this doesn't happen till phase 3 possibly, but we do want to take this time right now, probably for the next 14 to 21 days, to begin to find matches and to figure out, who wants to work with who. If you don't have a partner, no problem. Just let us know what class days and times work best for you. List as many as you can. And then what we'll do is, once we feel like we've had enough inquiries sent in, we'll do our best to match you up based on size, skill level, and your schedule.
Yeah, we also we have a list of all of the jiu-jitsu students. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just start kind of being like, if you need a partner, we're gonna show you a list of names and be like, who you know on this list, and then you could just we could put you guys in contact. You guys can work out a training schedule. But that's for the future. Remember,
Right.
that's not right now.
And if you don't, we say these are the people, this person you're gonna work with. If you don't want to work with them, no problem. Like, we're not gonna. The connection only happens once both people say that this is what they want to do. Okay, so we'll make sure that everybody remains friendly and we get matched up as best we can with partners. All right, so that'll be out with the email. Along with the email, you get the link to the web form. You also get a detail of all the different classes that we have coming up. These descriptions are also included in the scheduling system, so you can check it out there, but we want to make sure that everybody has the information. This is 3 pages, which is the reason why I wanted to have this video, just in case you didn't want to read, and I don't want to read it anymore. So.
Yeah, man, people don't read, so it's a good thing we made that video. You know what I'm saying?
So that's kind of where we're at with the situation with the school. I know we've already had a lot of inquiries and requests for paired partners. We can't do that right now. Our instructors are observing social distancing as best they can outside the gym. So they, if you do feel up to it and you want to work with somebody, you can work with an instructor through private lesson. Just give us a call or send us an email. You know what to do. Okay.
Can I add something real quick before we move on?
Yes, please.
I just want to say, so with everything going on for like at least the next 14 to 21 days, is going to be super important for everyone to be super punctual. We're going to be allowing students to come in 10 minutes before, so that way you guys can get as close to the full hour as possible. So, and to keep the distance, we're going to be, we have like a setup. So if you can, please get there a good 10 minutes before class starts, and that way everything will be running smoothly. Just to throw that out there.
That's right.
Coach Hyra, what kind of white powder is that?
What?
What kind of what?
What kind of white powder is that?
Making cookies?
That's that good shit. Oh no, it's just sugar.
It's that quarantine.
Called them out,
Just a little sugar.
Booger sugar. Booger sugar.
You should
Booger
always be
sugar.
suspicious of every white powder. I'm telling you, it's the most concentrated thing, right? Sugar, like the most concentrated. I've eaten so much sugar this last couple of weeks. I can't wait to lose weight.
Coach Hyra uses the booger sugar. That's not
Over here
the same
thinking
sugar.
he's about to get me to add on to.
Oh my
I
God.
was just gonna.
No,
He's broken up. He
Look at Lewis's face.
Is it Don Quixote do Flamingo?
he's over there talking and moving, and Zoom can't handle that. Can't be moving around and talking. It just can't. You got to do one or
Too
the
much
Yeah,
sauce.
milk. I'm telling you, he's making cookies.
Milk was a bad choice.
Your stomach's
more like
so
coffee.
bloated. Yeah, drink that almond milk, not that cow
Let
milk.
me live my life, guys.
Poo-poo, real
Let
bad.
me be
Oh,
great.
man.
Hey, we should totally.
I will
watch
say I
the-
lost 7 pounds this week, so that's what we do.
Wow. That's pretty
Dude,
good.
I've not.
What's up?
He
Chelsea?
said, I have not.
Hey,
Watch what?
we should totally watch the YouTube video, the reopening one. We could watch it on slow motion, and then we could talk through it.
God.
Oh my God.
I think people got to see it.
Go ahead. Put it on.
All right, hold on. I forgot a screen share.
I hate the fact that you guys get me on camera.
Got him.
I hate that so much.
Godface Jr.
Gotta share it on our Instagrams.
Yeah, I even made it slow so we could just watch it. We don't have to hear the music. Let's see how the music sounds in slow motion.
What a great day for training.
Slow motion.
It's even better in slow motion.
Today was a good day
Oh, man.
for training.
Next week,
They just beat the Supersonics. Come
I didn't
on.
get pulled because of that.
schedule.
All right, we'll kill this. All right?
Chopped and screwed.
Hey, but look, see, it's very easy to go. Look at Nakapan did a great
Chop
job.
and screw.
I did so many takes. I'm so upset. It's like tired of seeing this video because so many takes.
Hey, and we got to tell students that whenever there's a problem, you just got to let us know and we can fix it.
Yep. And you got dressed for
Pyro.
class, just like we are dressed for
Why do I
class.
always look so
Nerd.
awkward, man?
I don't know.
Look at you guys. You guys look so
Oh.
cool.
I have such bad posture, man. This is just a reminder as to like how I look at myself.
I feel like a Muppet. Like I'm moving around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're gonna have the hand sanitizer there for people.
yeah, we got
Right.
plenty of sanitizer.
Yeah.
Now, there is one change. So you got to have sandals. So we said specifically used for the school, nowhere else. You change your shoes, come in. The waivers, we are working to make those waivers electronic, so you don't have to touch the papers
Yep.
through Mind Body. And so I believe if we do it right, that when you register for your class, you'll be prompted to fill out the waiver online, or just click to agree to it.
Yeah, something like that. It's like we're trying to make it happen so you could sign the COVID waiver before you even come into the school. So this would be, if you don't do it online, you'll do it here. But we won't make people share stuff. So we got a plan. All right. Don't be freaking out on us. Right, there goes Hyro. Yeah, Hyro. Oh, Jimmy just jumped on.
Hey, my bad, y'all. I got caught up with all the intros and stuff.
Why are you so loud?
My fault.
Why do you hate us, yo?
That's
Nah,
okay.
Calm down, man.
I'm trying to make sure those are still working.
Hey, we're doing the podcast right now. We figure it just makes sense to just do the podcast talking about reopening.
Oh, we're doing a podcast right now?
Yeah, it's okay. You can stay on. We're watching a video. Can you see our screen?
Yeah, I can see.
All right, we're watching the
I was
video.
watching this joint yesterday. This one was funny.
Right? There goes Chelsea right there, right? She's going to be checking people in the class and checking everyone's temperature. All right, so we put on our shoes.
I'm gonna mute Jimmy because
Bam.
done.
There's our COVID.
Look at that nice sneeze guard that we created there. That's Ed and Will.
Yeah. And somebody asked, and we asked, if you've had contact in the past 2 weeks with somebody that has had the COVID, you can't come in.
Yep.
Right.
That is correct.
Bam. There we go. Fill it out. Sign it. See? And then she's going to scan them with the temperature. Bam. And then check you into class. Yeah, Chelsea. With the face shield and the face mask.
Done. Now, the reason
Don't
why
get
you are
me.
wearing your uniform, of course, is because we shut the bathrooms.
Don't even think about it. Look at that. Look at that sexy devil.
They're too small, so we can't really have anybody going in there. So your equipment and your gear, just take it with you to the mat.
Yep. Take your butt to the mat.
Go to the mat. So disappointed. I can't use the bathroom, but we're all adults. Use the bathroom before.
That's right. And nope, no water fountain.
Hey, that part was too funny.
I'm like, why?
Get out of here.
I can't even drink water with a mask on anyway, so I don't know what I was doing.
And then you're going into the darkness. I like that part.
Yep.
You know
we
what?
should have red flags for them joints.
Yo, we're going to have another part where we do it where you're walking to the mat. And then maybe we'll have like somebody there to fight you with a sword or something. Like that's how we should end it.
Just catch your.
And then we end it with you jumping into combat or something. You know what I'm saying?
We can make a part 2 to phase 2.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. Boom.
All right.
I thought that was great.
So that's it. This is pretty easy. And again, we got to take it week by week to see what's going on. Now, if something does happen, we have to be prepared for everything. If for some reason you are sick, you know that you can't come to the school. Please don't. If you do feel ill enough to take a test and that test becomes positive, please let us know. Do not post it online and start freaking everybody out, please. This is our job right now. We have the testing sites that have been recommended to us by the mayor, and we have a hotline and an email address that we have to contact if somebody does test positive. And, since we're asking everybody to register online through the system, we're also going to be able to know who you came in contact with, so we can notify those people and send all that information over to the contact tracers that are working in DC. Okay. So please do let us know if something like that happens, and we'll have to take the appropriate actions. Yeah.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah. Now, that being said as well, our next stage will be within 14 to 21 days. If we move into phase 3, it's hard to tell what the mayor is going to let us do and not do. Okay. At this point, they're threatening a lot of things on businesses. I don't really understand it, but so we just want to be as safe as possible. We want to keep everybody as safe as possible. We want to keep the business as safe as possible. So the next phase would be that if everything continues a downward trend, that we can now begin to match everybody up with partners and begin opening up the training more for drilling, for pad work, and possibly sparring at some point, provided that you are not part of a more vulnerable population, and also that you're not in the medical industry treating COVID-19 patients. Okay, so there's unfortunately, medical workers that are working in the emergency room with COVID patients will not pass the screening questions or the self-certified screening questions. Now, also, if you want to see the detailed reopening plan that we have, there's a link in the email for all the phases and all of the plans for how we are going to reopen safely. So please take a look at that. Right now, we're in our phase 2 pilot reopening process, which is scheduled to go for at least 14 days. And hopefully that coincides with DC's movement to stage 3. And at that point, we don't really have any details as to what kind of guidelines or limitations or restrictions that are going to be. Okay, but we're hoping that it's going to give us a little bit more freedom to open up the training. And in the meantime, we can begin to improve our technique and also improve our physical conditioning. Because I can tell you, as a person who's come back to martial arts training strenuously, that you're gonna need all the help you can get.
Okay. That's right, because we're gonna bring the heat. We've been doing a lot of solo drills. You know what I'm saying? So we ready.
Mano a mano, or solo a solo.
Hey, I do want to talk about these Corona numbers because I just kind of want to put it out there that the numbers are going down.
Yesterday.
Huh?
How many infections were we at yesterday?
So so yesterday was 40. Well, the numbers didn't come out for yesterday for some reason. So on coronavirus.dc.gov, they didn't post yesterday's information, which is kind of strange. But
got a protest going on, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know. So, but this week it's been averaging somewhere like 38 new cases a day is the average. And then last week it was 50, almost 59 cases a day. And then the week before that, it was like 76 a day. So you see it's going down from 76 per day to 58, 59 per day, and then down to 38 per day. So the numbers in DC are going down, but over this weekend, we're probably going to break the 10,000 confirmed cases mark. So this weekend, DC is going to be over 10,000 cases of Corona.
Did they give us the number of recovered people?
Yeah, hold on.
Because that's always more scary. I'm not, I'm saying that you can always stir fear by saying that's 10,000 people. Well, how many people are getting better?
Yeah, I mean, there was almost 60,000 people tested. And that's, I'm sorry, almost 74,000 tested in DC. But like I said, the only people that are getting tested are people that feel sick. But the numbers are going down day by day. But it does sound scary when you say we're going to hit the 10,000 infected cases. So I want to, you know how fake news be, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever we call it nowadays is like they sensationalize certain things. So I know there's going to be an article out there that says DC has 10,000 confirmed cases. Oh my God, you know? But what they won't say is that our cases per day are going down. Hey, don't be hating on 2020 boy.
I'm mad,
Hey,
Rob.
yo.
Hey,
About
guys.
the man back
10,000.
I'm with
You
Lewis.
got 10,000 Ks.
Yeah, this Dan Rather.
Anyone
Hey,
take a
it's
seat.
Funny.
Louis Candelas.
Here's Lou Candelas on Nightline talking about 10,000.
Now,
sound like Knock a
You got the
little bit.
Geraldo mustache. It's all set.
Exactly, yo. I can see him talking about creepers in the park or something. Yo.
Officer Candelas.
But don't but yeah, when you hear these numbers, don't be too
Yeah,
scared.
but it's like it's not gonna be 10,000 at once. It's like, I want to know how many like confirmed, like active, like infectious people there are in DC at this moment. Like it's not 10,000 right now.
No. And also the protests have been going on for at least 3 weeks. So we're going down even with all these protests happening.
Because they probably don't.
Oh, sorry, Nick. Sorry, Jimmy. I muted you on accident because that train was loud. You got to unmute yourself, I think. There you go.
he's in the metro. Look at that.
Yeah.
How are they going to do this thing? I wanted to talk to Coach Jeff because I want to know how they're doing that in the metro station.
You know what? We could talk to him next week. He's ready to come back and teach once we get to partner classes too.
Okay, yeah, let's talk to Coach Jeff. I want to know a little bit more about what's happening, how they're going to do the social distancing in the metro. Now, we do talk about all this because, so I understand from where the standpoint we're at, the safety of our community is number one priority. So just because we're saying that, like, oh, this thing's not this and that, like, it's not because we don't believe it. We have to make sure that we take care of each other, and that's our number one goal all the time. Okay, is to make sure that safety is a thing. But I will also say that there's a lot of things, as Lewis has mentioned, going on that is afoot that raises questions all the time. So it's going to be interesting how these next couple of months shake out as well. With unemployment running out and stimulus running out on the 31st, what's going to happen to people? So write to your senators, write to your Congress people, make sure that they're taking care of everything. At the same time, the printing of money is, as I always say, debasing our currency and making our money worthless. And it's already our money anyway, and we're paying these people to do this to us. So let's kind of make sure that we are watching what they're doing. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? We're almost 4 months into this thing. Like we did 3 months of shutdown, but remember, it was only supposed to be 2 weeks. And then we stretched it out to 3 months, and now we're in this 4th month where we still really can't do what we got to do,
I think business, well, for us, we are kind of in the middle ground, right? Like we're in the stage 2 can open. Even stage 1 was kind of like we were to stay closed, but we did our best, and all the instructors have worked so hard to do the outdoor classes and keep everybody engaged. And we're trying to do these virtual memberships that, we had to get creative as to how we were going to continue to operate. These challenges continue for a lot of different businesses. Like we got Nightclub John, who he runs Cloak and Dagger, who can't open, I think, until there's a vaccine.
Yeah, Club John's training now. And yeah, he can't even open until there's a vaccine. That's crazy.
And that's the thing too.
I like how that's his new nickname.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
So you got to think about that, and so Club John has gotten together, that industry has gotten together and started to lobby and bring their collective powers together to talk to the mayor and everybody who makes decisions and say, like, we need help. Same thing with, martial arts. We don't really have a collective voice, and we're trying to work on that. You got to support, this goes for all of us. Like for me, I'm trying to support the businesses that I want to see succeed, people that I know, because I know this is a difficult time for everybody. So again, we really do want to appreciate everybody who's stuck by the school and supported us through these last 4 months. We couldn't have done this without you. We really appreciate you, and we're continuing to fight to make sure that martial arts stays legal. So we're gonna continue to do it.
What a crazy time, huh? Martial arts is illegal.
That's it. Like it's illegal because DC says it's illegal, not because of anything else. I mean, in Texas and Florida and Georgia and all these other states that opened up, and you could say that, like, all right, they're dealing with their own challenges, but at the same time, they have different rules. So some businesses are going to fail, some are going to succeed based upon what kind of guidelines are being imposed upon them by the legislative and executive authorities. And I think that is I mean, it's unfair that you can just decide. So if our school's in a different state, maybe we could just have personal partner, private training. It doesn't make any sense to me why one is more risky than the other. It depends on which bureaucrats got together to make these rules. They probably don't even run businesses themselves, you know? And I'm talking about Suzanne Rice and Michael Chertoff, these two people who are lifelong bureaucrats working in government, and make their money out of government. These are the two people that were on the committee in DC that made the rules for all these places. Doesn't make any sense. Also, do keep in mind, we do pay these people, and we're paying them right now to continue to strangle us into submission.
Yeah.
Too much power. Too much power.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is Lucas Hulk Barboza from Atos,
who arm locked
Rafael Lovato
last night. Dang.
Dang. Yeah, but that was yesterday in was that Texas?
Texas.
So Texas, they're doing it, bro. They have jiu-jitsu, what are those called? Super fight shows?
Yeah.
Like almost every week. And then the UFC, they're going crazy. They have like, did you see they're going to do like a UFC private island thing where they have like 5 events in 1 week?
They have to now, because what Dana White was saying is that he's burning out his United States athletes, because he's just doing all those shows here. So these fighters they're all revolting because they want to get paid more, as they should. John Jones, Jorge Masvidal, Henry Cejudo, now like Amanda Nunes, Conor McGregor, all these people not getting paid what they're supposed to be getting paid. Anyway.
It's true, man. They don't get paid what they should be getting paid. It's not even fair. Like, they tried to compare, or Dana White was like, what was it? He was arguing with somebody about it, and the guy was like, in the NFL, they have power. Because it's almost like the NFL is, I don't know how they do it, but I know revenue is somehow split.
There's a players union too.
Yeah. And there's somehow like the revenue is split between owners and players, like the percentages, players get percentages, and it's like normal for that to happen. But like in the UFC, a fighter just gets whatever the fuck the UFC wants to give them, and then they collect everything. Like they collect everything.
They do it through some. I was reading on it too. They do it through like they call them independent contractors to kind of like work around that.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, but it's kind of like the structure of it kind of makes sense in terms of like how America runs. Different conspiracy though. Go ahead.
No, man, those fighters ain't getting paid nothing, man.
Nothing, bro.
It's like 4,000 to show, 4,000 win bonus. Like what?
You guys know Mark Hunt? He's trying to organize a fighters union with everyone.
Dana White.
I think he's doing a terrible job at it, but I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yo, Dana White is not going to let it happen.
Armadillo the other day, I think it was episode 6, he was talking about it because he used to be on the case for the class action lawsuit against the UFC. So it should be interesting now to see if some of these other people start joining this thing to figure out, what's up. I think like somebody I was talking to made a good observation. He was like, they give you 8 fight contracts because it's just enough for you to become a star, and if you do well, and then they try to renegotiate you, or they get rid of you. So it's like they try to lock you up in enough contract that they just get the best out of you until they really throw you in the trash. So
that's sad, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And they make you pay for your own hospital bills, so like you really don't come away with anything. So
they don't even cover it. I thought that was a thing that they covered with Reebok.
It's like
they
the
literally
super,
just pay you.
like
that's it.
Like the higher paid, the superstars.
That's crazy because even
so
they got a doctor to patch you up.
Yeah.
It's like you get cut, they'll show you up. I don't know if they charge you for it, but somebody's there to make sure that you're good.
We gotta start our own organization and then just have like a fighters union within itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Just saying.
Because you think about it, what do we need the promoters for? Like, all they do is organize the shows. We always supply the fighters. If we talk to a couple other gyms,
and they get paid just to do that.
Yeah,
more than the fighter. Doesn't make sense.
Speaking to a gym owner, and he was trying to do that. He was trying to create a network of martial arts school owners who would own a promotion. Now, I mean, because the biggest risk is the venue and the time leading up to the fight. And I guess if we brought in our own fighters, we have more say of, how much they get and who and how the fights go. And we wouldn't be at the mercy of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. But at the same time, they do have deeper pockets than us, and they have our risk would be much greater. So I think that is, and of course, look, there was the risk right there. If we had gotten into this business and we started promoting an event and they canceled, we would have been out of luck. We lost.
Shut down. Money lost.
Hey, that was nice. That was a good try, and we're shut down.
Dude,
I think Naga is having jiu-jitsu tournaments now in Maryland.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You get that email?
Yep. In August.
Yep.
Right?
I've been thinking about that. I was like, ooh, August. Huh?
Already, they have tournament. I mean, okay.
There's a few. There's that one, and I think US Grappling is holding one too. Oh no. I'm sorry. Grappling Industries.
Yeah.
They're
that gives me hope because, I mean, unless they're just going to have a whole bunch of people untrained and go and fight each other, they got to allow grappling to happen at some point. I mean, I don't know what the rules are in Maryland right now about the amount of contact, but
I think they're open. In Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland's open, but can they have contact? Can they do contact sports? Like, are we?
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna throw names out there, but I've seen some gyms open.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, 14 days, permanent pair of parties most likely. Let's
I haven't been looking at Maryland and Virginia rules. I've only been looking at the DC ones. Like, I don't even read news articles about anything anymore because they're all lies. Like, for real. Like, I just look at coronavirus.dc.gov. I made my own little spreadsheet. I keep track of my own numbers. I don't believe anyone about anything.
The most strict place to live right now is where we're at. So,
hey, you know, they're talking about statehood too.
Oh yeah. I saw that as that came up. I don't think it's going to pass though.
That'd be the tiniest state ever.
It never does. It never does pass.
You know, if they do turn us into a state, is it going to be the whole DMV, like the whole Beltway, is going to be a state called District of Columbia, or
it's just DC. It's just the District of Columbia. Now becomes State of Columbia.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
The Maryland and Virginia folks got to find their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Virginia's going to go broke without Northern Virginia. Hey, I got a question. Coach Orion said, do people need to wear masks the whole time? Yeah, like.
Answer right now is yes.
Yeah, so you got to wear your mask the whole time. If it falls off, you just got to put it back on. And I'm sorry to all those people that say, like, I've already heard it a couple times that people are like, it's dangerous to work out with a mask on. You're probably right, but we don't have a choice. Like, we're just doing what we can't say don't wear a mask. That's one of the things that's mandatory indoors for business.
Things change very quickly. So just for it's not forever. It's just for right now. But thank you, Coach Orion. Just for right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna help you get your wind up. You know, use it.
You don't have to buy an elevation mask. You can just wear a mask.
It's the bootleg O2.
Yeah, there you
go. We got it.
Make your own Boss Rootin mask. That's right. That's the big question I think I've heard the most. But you know, we just got to listen to what they say.
So it's been what 2-3 weeks since the protests. Not a jump in cases. You know, people are bumping into each other, breathing on each other, getting shot with tear gas, and they're still fine. So
like I said, the past 3 weeks the numbers have gone down, and protests started somewhere around May 29th. So May 29th is when all these protests started, and no increase in corona cases per day, and it's been about 3 weeks. And phase 1 began June 1st, and still it's still been decreasing. So
so we were 3 weeks about in June 1st, 3 weeks in phase 1, so maybe 3 weeks in phase 2. See what happens in phase 3.
I'm hoping. Well, I knew phase 2 would start June 22nd. I'm hoping July 1st is best case scenario, but it's probably going to be like July 6th for phase 3, if that's best case scenario.
Yep. So yeah, we will see what happens. No jumping in yet. Good thing the protests have been pretty much safe, no rioting or anything like that, no looting. But they did tear down a statue the other day, yesterday.
Yesterday, right?
Now, here's the one thing about the statue, right?
Uh-oh.
So I was thinking about this. So I didn't read it anywhere. I just remembered it. I read it many years ago, and I just thought about it right now, and I had to do the quickly kind of like confirm what I remembered was correct. And that is this statue they pulled down was of Albert Pike. Okay. Supposedly white supremacist general, Confederate general, all these kinds of things. That very well might be true. I don't know. We don't know what's true these days, but I do remember that a couple of years ago, I was going down these like rabbit holes, and I was really like focused on the Freemasons. Now, I'll also put a disclaimer.
Oh no!
That I don't.
Oh no!
I don't follow.
Let's go.
I don't follow any of those people. I do my own research to come up with wherever I find. Okay. Now you can do your own research, but this guy Albert Pike, that statue was put there by the Scottish Freemason Temple, which is actually right next to the school. It's a very, very expensive looking temple with a bunch of sphinxes in the front. Have you seen that? And the pyramid at the top.
Where?
It's on
16th.
Yeah,
16th and S.
what you talking about?
16th and S.
Windows.
They say that is one of the true power houses, true places where people make decisions. The Scottish Freemason, the Scottish Rite of Freemason. Okay, so now whether you believe or not, whether the Freemasons exist or that's their temple, right? And it is a secret society, and it may not be the one that run the world, but they do have a bunch of part of
That influence.
a network of secret societies that run the world. Now, okay, go back to this guy Albert Pike. So he is like one of their what would say like most renowned people. That's actually the people who put the statue there. They said we want the statue of Albert Pike to be put there. He's gonna be put in plain clothes, not in a army uniform. I just want to make sure that he understands. Now, this guy, and you can do your own research, and I didn't read this recently, and it didn't come up. I just had to remember it. I had to look and make sure it was correct. But this is the man who predicted 3 world wars in 1870 to arrive with a new world order. And I don't know if you think that's true or not, but that's exactly what he said. And his descriptions of what the wars were being fought about were actually spot on.
No way.
Yeah.
Man.
He died in like, I don't know. He wrote this letter in 1871. It's on the internet now. It's published somewhere. You can read it. Albert Pike's, he writes about the 3 world wars, 1, 2, 3, why they're fought and what happens afterward. So I don't know how a man like that could be so correct about what the future events of the world were going to be and why they made a statue about him and why the Scottish Freemasons revere this character. But it does exist. So,
well, you know what?
And if any of us disappear, I tell you, it's true.
Dude. You know what?
The fact that they tore down the statue means that some people know what's up. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That people know what's up. So
He was probably racist.
Yeah. Of course.
So you know what? I'm happy they brought that shit down. Now
I'm happy too. I'm happy they brought that statue down too. But I'm saying it now. They may position the bringing down of the statue as this guy was a Confederate general racist, which he very well might have been. But he also has his other past that is very important that we should know about, because if he did indeed say 3 wars were going to happen, that one would argue that we're already in the 3rd World War, because he says it's going to be against Islam and the Islamic world. And that, if you could already say that, beginning with Iraq and all these other like proxy wars that we've done in Libya, Somalia, Lebanon, now we want to get in Iran, now we want to get in these other countries, like that war has already been started. Like we don't know we're actually in that until it actually happens. And I'm not saying that as to be like, oh no, the end of the world is coming. I'm just saying that maybe if we look at some of the things that are happening, that we could do better to affect, the outcomes of what these people want. So anyway, you can read his letter. It's very short.
Dude, you know what I saw? I think I saw the video of them tearing down the statue. And it's kind of funny because he was standing with his, I think, right leg forward and left leg back, right? The way the statue was standing. And they put a rope on his head and they were trying to pull it, but they were trying to pull it on his lead leg. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if they know anything about grappling, that's not how you take someone down. They didn't kill the angle. So
you gotta pull the dead angle, dude. You got to pull on the dead angle.
that's what I'm saying. They didn't know, dog. They did not know. So they're out there. They're probably just having a good time. They were struggling from the video I saw, and it took them like a few tries to circle around them and finally realize we got to pull them this way, and they pulled them back.
I like how you brought it back, though. That was really good, Lewis. Thank you.
Sorry.
Anyway, I just had to do that just to just kind of raise the issues and put it on here so that it captures.
So they're trying to kill history and they're trying to kill martial arts.
That's it.
Dog,
that's where we're at.
Look,
kill that shit, bro. They burned that motherfucker's face.
Same
erase
thing.
it from history. People don't know.
The outlawed martial arts, outlawed kung fu, and it became, the people started to rebel. Those that rebelled learned martial arts. And then again, like there were guns and everything, and martial arts was a little bit more relevant in the sense that you could start a revolution. But maybe this is it. Maybe we are the revolution.
Dude, it's just like Japan when they took the samurai swords away, man.
Took their swords away, dude.
Matthew
Cut our
Perry.
hair. How could you let them take my sword? This is my life. My spirit is in my blade. Same thing. I want to train, dude. I want to bang, bro.
I just want to bang.
Why don't you let me bang, bro?
Just let me bang.
Just let me bang. He's like, all right.
I do let you bang.
I swear to God, I'm going to watch that after this. I swear. I'm going to watch
I do
that
let
after
you
this.
bang, bro. I do let you bang.
Man, y'all some
Really though.
That is so bad. In so many ways.
That's how I literally see all the Muay Thai people waiting to spar when we get back. Let me bang, bro.
Yeah. That's
man.
Muay Thai people talk about sparring more than anyone else. They're like,
Oh my god.
I just want to spar.
I need it.
Yeah, I actually miss Malcolm coming into the school, man. Like all he talks about, like the first thing he said, "You want to spar?" Like, dude, you just got hit. You want to spar?
Dude,
No warm up, no nothing. Like, you want to spar? Like, damn. It was just stretch for a second. You want to spar?
No stretch.
body shots.
Speaking of Muay Thai, just another public service announcement. Please return any Muay Thai gear that you might have.
Yes, God.
Our hooks are bare at this point. So
Wall is clear.
I can't believe they took so
we're
long.
gonna look at everybody's Instagram, and if they're using ads, we're gonna call them up. No home. Bring back the pads. Bring back our pads.
How many did you take, dog? Seriously.
Need Jim.
Bring them back.
It's like
But,
funny.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think so. Nobody has questions. I think we watched the video. Yeah, we talked about everything. It's solo classes. Yeah, I think coaches are going to be down. Coaches are excited.
And once again, we'll email everybody once again with all the information. So it's all there for you in case you want to read it. If you don't want to read it, you can watch this video. You can watch the short video. We got everything up. We have a 10-page detailed plan that you probably don't want to read, but if you do, it's a plan on how we're going to reopen. We're really looking forward to the next phase of reopening, maybe 14 to 21 days away. Permanent paired partners. If you want to do this and you are looking to get paired up or you have somebody in mind, please read the email, click the link, send us your information so we can make sure that we do that and go back to training as safe as possible. I want to once again thank everybody who is on the podcast today. Thank you very much for your time, and also to the support of the students who have been supporting us over the last 4 months. Again, we couldn't have done this without you, and we're looking forward to get back to training with you, and we'll see you soon.
Ooh.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
To the people.
Bye.